faucet, it's the faucet. Once you turn it on, you can't stop it. Or you can turn it off with the off switch when you're all set.
Because it's a faucet.
I am the faucet.
Hi, everyone. This is Mike Kaplan, and you're listening to The Faucet, which you probably know because you hit the buttons to make you do that. It's not like flipping the channels. Maybe in the future it will be. Have I talked about this before? I bet I have. The idea, I wonder if there's gonna be like some sort of like massive like cable channel collection of just all the podcasts that exist, and you're just like, oh, maybe I'll just hear 3 seconds of this one I'll hear 3 seconds of this one for a minute is the thing that I was about to say. Yeah, you just listen to that 3 seconds 20 times. I don't make mistakes. That's what I meant. Just you want to put that 3 seconds on repeat? How about this? Yeah, just I love you. I love you. I love you. Put that one on repeat if you want to, or you love yourself, or whatever you want to do. But record your own podcast of whatever you want it to sound like and put that on repeat. I'm reporting to you live for me and not for you from my home where Rini, my wonderful girlfriend, has returned yesterday. She was gone for a week. You might, if you listen to these podcasts in order, you might know that because the last week's one was recorded while she was in Kansas City visiting her mom and siblings and what I call my brother-in-law, Bart. Oh, there's several cats there. I posted a few photos of Bart the cat recently, and a fan of mine wrote on Twitter something like, I didn't know you had a cat. Now I'm even more a fan of yours. And I was like, ooh, can I retain the more fandom that you are providing while also telling you the truth that, well, this is a cat in my family, but not in my specific home. But we have been visiting this cat, and there have been pictures taken of him recently. He is a beautiful Angel Bart cat. Did I talk about that last time? The ABC's Angel Bart cat. And I thought about how maybe I talked about this. I definitely talked about this before, but has it been with you that Margaret Atwood has created a graphic novel series called Angel Catbird? And I'm like, but it's not about Bart. Okay. But that's about an angel catbird, and this is about Bart's not a bird, but an angel is half bird, so you get it. Is an angel half bird? An angel's, it seems like I guess birds aren't even the only things with wings, but like most of the time when angels are depicted, the wings look bird-like, like with feathers and stuff. Imagine an angel with like bat wings. That seems like, you might picture that as more like a demon or a devil, but also devils weren't devils originally, fallen angels, and I guess that means that a bat is a fallen bird. I just paused for a moment while Rini went to go out of our apartment to get a package that was just delivered, and when she came back, she was like, why did you stop talking? I could hear you the whole time, even though there was a door separating us, because I have a voice that was made for not being able to not hear it. But I wanted to make sure. So I'm happy to have Rini back home while she was gone. When one of the last times she went away to visit her mom, I think I was home alone for 2 weeks, and I wrote a song, I think every day, a short song, and one of them was called something like, the lyrics were, when the cat's away, the mice are sad. Or when the cat's away, the mice will play songs about how they miss each other. Something like that. And it's weird, though. I guess I am kind of like a mouse. When I was a kid, one time at day camp, there were 4 Michaels in my group, and we all had nicknames, and none of us was called Michael or Mike. I was called Mickey because I was one of the smaller Michaels, not as small as a mouse, but one of the, if you had to pick which Michael was the closest in size to a mouse, I was one of the Mike. There was another one who we called Spaghetti, because I believe his last name was Raspetti, which sounds like a little kid trying to say spaghetti, almost like Paschetti. But I think I don't remember if he was smaller than me or I was smaller than him, but I didn't have a last name that sounded like spaghetti, so I was Mickey and or Mouse. Ooh, I just thought about, how about Mickey Mouth? That's like a mouse that talks. That's like Fievel Mousekewitz, or I guess Mickey Mouse also is a mouse that talks sometimes. So the point is, what did I do this time with the week that Rini was gone? I had a lot of big plans, and I accomplished some of my plans. I planned to transcribe a notebook full of jokes into my computer, and I did that over the course of just barely the entire week. I think a couple days I was busy with other things and didn't get a chance to, but I did 30 pages the first day, 25 pages the second day, and that was more than half of it. It was like about 100 pages that had to get done. But then a couple days it was really touch and go. What does touch and go mean? I don't know what that the origin of that is, but and I might never look it up, so feel free to email me and tell me what you think, or what the actual etymological origin of touch and go is. I know about passing go and not passing go and collecting $200, but I don't know about touching and going. So some of the other things I did, I just counted. I was a participant in 7 podcasts in the week. I think I recorded 3 of my own, one that came out already with Jenny Zagrino, one that will come out this week with Rabbi Nikki DeBlasi, and one that will come out next week with Jake Ifshin. And I also appeared on the podcast. I love The Black Guy Who Tips with my friends Rod and Karen. I was on Emily Winter's podcast about comedians telling ghost stories, which was a live show as well, which was real fun to do. Spooky. It wasn't. I mean, it was live. The opposite of dead. Spooky. But eventually, one of the things I said was, it was sort of people were telling stories about like ghost stories and or communing with the dead in various ways, and I was like, well, a podcast is one way to potentially commune with the dead, because for the most part, I think I don't know how it's going to happen, but I hope that after I die, podcasts are still available and humans are still available to listen to the podcast. So if you're listening to this after I die, ooh, I'm a ghost, look out, I'm haunting you. I don't feel haunted. I was thinking about actually one of the podcasts I did was about psychedelics, and these psychedelic lovers asked me questions about my experience with psychedelics, and they said, have you ever communicated with the dead while under those circumstances? And communicate is an interesting word there. I think communed, definitely from my side of things, but sometimes I would commune with my sort of visions of the living as well as the non-living. It would sort of be dream-like. Like people would appear, in my, how people appear in dreams, and you're like, oh, is it really them? I mean, in some ways, no, because probably when you wake up and you're like, hey, remember what you told me in my dream? It would be pretty fantastic if they were like, of course I do. It was my dream also. And maybe that can happen sometimes. But definitely, and from my side of things, I was like, oh, I'm communing with the essences of these people, be they living or be they dead. And so yeah, so now you're and here, similar to here, like you're hearing me, you know what's going on in my mind right now. You are communicating with the pod. Anyway, so those, I don't know if I named all the podcasts that I did. Oh, I did my friend Ray DeVito's podcast as well, and that was really nice. It was Ray DeVito's a comedian friend, and Veronica Mosey was another comedian, also a friend, who was on the show. And I remember we were doing it recording over Zoom, and we had not seen each other in quite some time. We haven't done a shows together since before the pandemic, at least. And she said, Mike, it's been so long. Like, I don't think I've ever seen you with a beard. And I was like, wow, I don't think I can remember a time when I didn't have a beard. Or, I shave my beard once in a while, but it usually comes back pretty quickly and strong. Ooh, quickly and strong. What does that remind me of? Yes. Last night, I went to Rini and I went to bed pretty early for us. She said, "Yeah, you were fast asleep at 11:15," and then I was like, "Ooh," and I was fast awake or slow awake. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. She's like, "Oh, wide awake," and it's weird, fast asleep but wide awake. Why is it a speed for a sleep, but a measurement of sort of spatial metrics when talking about awake. Wide awake. What about thin awake or slow asleep? I was slow asleep between 11:15 and 2:30 in the morning. But no, it was pretty fast. So I do usually fall asleep quickly, and I don't usually wake up in the middle of the night. But I did this time, and it was nice. I guess. I mean, I didn't want to be awake, but then once I was like, I accept it. I embrace it, and I will make productive use of this time. And the productive use of the time that I made was finishing the first season of Loki on Disney Plus. Pretty productive. I enjoyed that Loki series. I also just today at the Housing Works bookstore got a graphic novel called Trickster, which is a graphic novel. Tales of, I think, Native American trickster stories. I'm a big fan of trickster stories. I like Neil Gaiman's Anansi Boys, about Anansi, the spider god or spider trickster being. Yeah, I don't know what everything is, but I think I've said it. I think you get it. You get it. Come on. Or if you don't, that's fine too. You get whatever you get. You get what you give, they say. So if you give it, then you get it. So yeah, I guess when the cat's away, the mice do podcasts. Oh, nope, there was another one. I did 8. I think I did 8 podcasts. I think there were, I did that 1 Monday, 2 Tuesday, 2 Wednesday, 2 Thursday, and was it none Friday and 1 Saturday. I guess Friday was the pod Sabbath. And then Sunday she returned. Sunday, Rini returned to me, and also she was never really gone from my heart. A fun thing, brief thing, before I conclude, I think. On Saturday, before I did the psychedelic podcast, I did some psychedelic action. I ate some mushrooms with some friends, and I ate more than I needed to. And Rini helped me a little while during that time. And also my friends who were here helped me. Everyone was here. Everyone was helping me. Thank you, everyone. I include you listening right now. But one of the fun things that happened before I was overwhelmed, and then before I was returned to regular levels of whelming, was so there was my 2 friends. One of them was saying, we ended up doing mostly, we stayed in my apartment the whole time. We'd planned to go out to the park, which is nice to do with mushrooms, to be in nature. And one friend was like, I think I prefer doing them indoors, because there's like sort of more control over the setting and things. And I was like, yeah, I definitely enjoy that as well. And our third friend agreed, and then also said, and also I really enjoy doing them outside. He's like, I had an experience recently where it was just like sort of, out in the middle of nowhere in nature, and it was beautiful. And then what became a running gag throughout our time together, I said something like, you come into my house and you tell me about enjoying spending time outside of my house, you can stay here, but eventually you get out of my house if you like being out of my house so much but if you like being in it also, then good, glad that you're here. So that character, the maybe a mob boss who's potentially insulted you come into my house with this, and then at the very end of the day, I said, you come into my heart. And it's true that both those friends were in my heart, where Rini was as well. We were all, it's very spacious in my heart. And you're all there as well. And you're there. And you're there. It's like the Wizard of Oz, but in present tense. You are there. It's sort of like Oprah, too. I never thought about that. How... And you get are there, and you get are there. Look under your chair. There's an under chair there, and there's an under chair there, and it's more like look wonder your chair. Ever wonder what's under? You get it. You wonderstand, wonderstanding. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming into my heart. I'm happy to be, residing in your ears currently, your ears and brain, heart, spirit, emotions, thoughts, ideas, wherever I am for you. I'm glad I'm there, and I'm glad you are where you are for me. Rini, are there any Any things that you would wish to add or things that I have left out? Rini says, "Oh, no." So that's a nice. It's nice to have a pause between oh and no. What if I was like, "Is there anything that I forgot?" Oh
No.
It's like, "Oh, no." Tone is very important. So thank you, Rini. I love you. And she's not on mic, but she said that she loves me also. And look, you don't need to know, but if you wanted to know, that's what's true. That's what's true. In conclusion, I'll keep saying that when I keep thinking of things. A fun experience I had that I've certainly shared on my other podcast when I had Judy Gold on as a guest. Judy Gold, fantastic comedian. Excited to be seeing her for a show on this Tuesday at Eastville. If you're listening right now, that's tomorrow. I'm going to see her tomorrow. I hope you listen right now or have a time machine. But one of the first times I ever performed with her was at the Comedy Cellars location at the Village Underground, and we had 2 fun interactions. And I think I'll definitely share this one. Yep. So there'll be one mystery interaction. She said, after my set, she told me it was funny. And I said, "Thank you. That's so nice of you to say." And she said, "What's nice? It's true." And that's a thing that I love. It's like a trope in my life now. I shared it with Rini. I shared it with a number of friends. Now I share it with you. And the truth is that I share with you is I think that it was nice and true. I mean, when the truth is nice, it's nice to tell the truth. That's the best way to be nice and tell the truth. And do you know this thing? It's something like when deciding whether to say something to someone, think about these 3 things. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? And that if at least 2 of those are true, if at least 2 of those apply, then do say it. Like, you can definitely, if it's a kind, true thing, but it's not necessary, say it. If it's a kind and necessary thing, I'll go that to third. If it's true and necessary, even if it's not kind, then there are circumstances where we could imagine, yes, I'm sorry, I have to tell you this unkind truth because it is necessary. Like, if there's bad news that, you need to know. And then if it is kind and necessary, but not true, I feel that's like a fairy tale. Am I the trickster god now? Am I the trickster human now? What's nice? It's maybe true. So yeah, those are some things to think about. If you want to. I mean, you've been doing plenty of thinking already, and I appreciate it. Thanks for using your ears and brains, and yeah, deep that doot. I guess I ran out of words. That part was not necessary. And I certainly don't think it was unkind, but it was certainly the truth of my experience in that moment. So thank you as always for being here. You are nice and true.